Tired of being promised free energy that never materializes? You've seen bold claims, dramatic inventions, and viral videos that hint at a world powered by infinite energy without cost. But what if most of it is smoke and mirrors? Free energy at its core taps into a dream shared across generations, a world where energy is abundant, clean, and free for everyone. It's an idea so powerful, it feels almost magical. From the earliest experiments of Nikola Tesla to YouTube inventors claiming to power homes from magnets, the fascination hasn't faded. But fascination does not equal truth. So today, we're taking a deep dive. We're peeling back the shiny layer of hype to reveal what lies beneath. We begin with the allure. Why does the concept of free energy captivate so many people? At its heart, the appeal lies in freedom. Imagine life without energy bills. Imagine remote villages powered without wires or fossil fuels. Imagine a planet no longer at war over oil and gas. These dreams push innovators to build machines that break the rules of physics. But are those rules really being broken? Tesla believed in wireless power and spoke of tapping into the energy of the ether. Many of his visions were ahead of his time, but they were not magic. He worked within the boundaries of known science, even if he pushed them. After Tesla came a wave of inventors with more mysterious claims. Some said they created perpetual motion machines. Others claimed to extract energy from the vacuum of space. Zero-point energy became a buzzword. The term refers to the lowest possible energy state of a quantum system. It exists in theory and has fascinating implications in quantum physics. But using it to power a house? That remains theoretical and controversial. The internet is filled with homemade devices promising over-unity output. Over-unity means a machine gives more energy than it consumes. This defies the laws of thermodynamics, and yet believers continue to chase it. One reason is desperation. In many parts of the world, energy access is unreliable or unaffordable. In that context, even unlikely hope becomes attractive. Another reason is mistrust. There's a narrative that big oil and governments suppress free energy inventions. It's a compelling story. But extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and that evidence is often missing. A YouTube video with wires and spinning magnets is not peer-reviewed science. We must ask, where are the test results? Where are the repeatable experiments? Why haven't universities or independent labs verified these machines? Skeptics argue that if something really worked, it couldn't be kept secret. Patent offices receive many free energy applications and reject most of them. The reason? They violate basic laws of physics, yet the belief persists. Some inventors genuinely believe they've discovered something revolutionary. Others may knowingly exploit hope for personal gain. Either way, the outcome is confusion. Let's debunk some common myths. First, the myth of perpetual motion. A machine in motion forever sounds amazing, but friction, air resistance, and energy loss make it impossible. Even in space, motion eventually degrades. Second, zero-point energy isn't a power source we can currently use. It's a concept from quantum mechanics, not an energy solution. Third, over-unity devices haven't passed scientific scrutiny. Many so-called successful demonstrations were never independently verified. Often, hidden batteries or misread instruments play a role. Fourth, magnetic motors are not infinite energy sources. Magnets store potential energy, yes, but that energy is finite and obeys thermodynamic laws. Fifth, suppressed inventions make for thrilling stories but lack solid proof. No clear example exists of a working, validated free energy device being bought and shelved. It's important to separate suppressed innovation from unsupported claims. Now, let's shift from myth to reality. While free energy in its extreme form doesn't hold up, the world is seeing a revolution in renewable energy. Solar panels have dropped dramatically in price over the past decade. Wind turbines now generate power competitively with coal. Geothermal energy offers steady, reliable output where geography allows. These are not magic machines. They obey physics and they work. And they're not free. They require upfront investment and maintenance. But the fuel, sunlight, wind, heat from Earth is free. This is the real free energy we should be excited about. Add to that the rise of energy storage. Batteries are improving. We now have grid-scale storage solutions in use across the world. Companies like Tesla are installing large battery arrays to stabilize renewable energy. Other technologies, like compressed air, flywheels, and molten salt, are also being explored. They allow energy to be stored during the day and used at night. This solves one of the biggest problems of renewable energy: intermittency. Energy doesn't just need to be generated, it needs to be available when people need it. Storage helps bridge that gap, and it's evolving fast. Beyond that, microgrids and smart grids are changing how energy is distributed. Communities can now generate, store, and share energy locally. This decentralization increases resilience. It also empowers people. And it's a quiet revolution. Unlike flashy YouTube gadgets, these systems are being installed today. Meanwhile, traditional power is still dominant. Fossil fuels still provide most of the world's electricity, but change is coming. Governments are setting targets for carbon neutrality. Corporations are investing in sustainability, and consumers are demanding cleaner alternatives. Still, we must be honest. Renewables are not perfect. They require materials like lithium and rare earth metals. Their production and disposal raise environmental concerns, but they represent progress, measurable, testable, and scalable. Real solutions don't need to defy science. They improve upon it, and that's the key difference. Free energy as a concept can inspire, but it should not deceive. Science is not the enemy of innovation. It is the foundation. When claims bypass peer review, ignore thermodynamics, or lack transparency, they fall apart. We should not accept them blindly, nor should we dismiss every claim out of hand. Instead, we must ask better questions. Can this be replicated? Is the data available? Have multiple independent sources confirmed it? Is it scalable? Is it consistent? Science thrives on scrutiny. It encourages challenge, but demands rigor. So when someone shows you a machine that creates energy, ask how. What's the input? What's the output? What's the evidence? Hope is important. The critical thinking is more important. Only then can we separate fiction from future. Let's be clear. The desire for clean, abundant energy is noble. It can lift millions from poverty. It can slow climate change. It can reduce conflict over resources. But shortcutting science won't get us there. Understanding how energy works and doesn't is our best path forward. This brings us to a crossroad. On one side, wild promises and viral claims. On the other, tested, evolving technologies. The first path is tempting, quick, and exciting. The second path is slower, but real. We have to choose wisely, because the stakes are high. Our energy choices shape the planet's future. They affect health, economy, and environment. They define what kind of world we leave behind. And that world should be built on truth, not illusions, not conspiracy, not fantasy, but real, replicable innovation. And the good news? That innovation is already happening. We just have to look beyond the noise. Real breakthroughs don't need marketing hype. They speak for themselves, and they work. As we step into the second part of our journey, the focus shifts from debunking to building. Let's move beyond illusions and explore the real possibilities that energy science offers today. No, we're not abandoning the dream. We're grounding it in reality. The path forward is one of optimism tempered with realism. Scaling up real energy solutions is not just possible, it's already happening. But it doesn't happen in the shadows or in secrecy. It happens through research, collaboration, and accountability. Let's start with infrastructure. One of the biggest barriers to renewable energy adoption is the grid. Most electrical grids were built for centralized fossil fuel plants, not distributed renewable sources. When a rooftop solar system or wind farm sends power into an outdated grid, problems arise. Voltage fluctuation, overloading, and inefficiencies become risks. So modernization is essential. Smart grids with real-time data, adaptive distribution, and decentralized architecture offer a solution. They can handle variable sources like wind and solar with intelligence and stability. They allow bidirectional flow of electricity, and they enable real-time management of supply and demand. This transforms energy from a one-way stream to a responsive network, but upgrading grids is costly. It requires political will, investment, and long-term planning, and it doesn't make headlines like infinite energy machines do, yet it's critical for real progress. Alongside infrastructure, policy plays a key role. Governments can incentivize renewable adoption through subsidies, tax credits, and mandates. They can fund basic research, the kind that private companies often overlook. They can support training for a renewable workforce, and they can regulate misinformation. Yes, regulating misinformation matters. When false claims about free energy flood the internet, they erode trust in legitimate science. They also waste time, money, and attention that could fuel real innovation. We must create an environment where facts win, where honest inquiry is rewarded, and where transparency is non-negotiable. The private sector also holds massive potential. Clean tech startups are blooming. From solar paint to hydrogen storage, ideas are being turned into prototypes and then into products. Venture capital is flowing into energy more than ever before. But with investment comes responsibility. Hype must not outpace proof. We've seen companies exaggerate claims to raise funds only to collapse under scrutiny. Remember the story of Theranos? Now imagine that happening with energy. Lives depend on energy systems working safely and reliably. We cannot afford fraudulent breakthroughs. We need verifiable performance. We need peer review, independent validation, and transparent reporting. This is the foundation of science, and it's non-negotiable. The media plays a role too. Viral videos of spinning wheels claiming to power homes grab clicks. But they rarely provide context, rarely question the source, rarely ask, where's the third-party verification? Instead, they repeat sensational claims, and in doing so, they mislead millions. That needs to change. Media has a responsibility to highlight both promise and proof, to distinguish innovation from illusion, to elevate voices grounded in science, and to challenge those who profit from confusion. Consumers must also be vigilant. Before investing in a free energy device, ask questions. Who built it? Has it been independently tested? Is the data published? Can results be repeated? Is it patented? Can it be scaled? If the answers are vague, be skeptical. Don't let hope override logic, and don't let flashy packaging fool you. Your money and trust are valuable, protect them. Let's talk about education. Energy literacy is essential in the 21st century. Everyone should understand basic principles of energy, like conservation of energy, like thermodynamics, like efficiency and loss. These aren't abstract academic topics. They affect daily life, from the appliances we use to the bills we pay. An educated public is harder to fool and easier to inspire. We need energy education in schools. We need public science outreach. We need to normalize asking, how does that work? Let's celebrate curiosity, but temper it with critical thinking. Now, what about real breakthroughs? They do happen. Take nuclear fusion. For decades, it was a scientific moonshot. Now, labs around the world are inching closer to break even. It's not free energy, but it could be abundant and clean. Take perovskite solar cells. They offer a cheaper, more flexible alternative to silicon panels. Take solid-state batteries. They promise greater energy density, faster charging, and improved safety. These breakthroughs are not based on defying physics. They are based on understanding it better. They show what's possible when science leads. They're not viral hoaxes. They're peer-reviewed, tested, and improving year by year. And they could change the world, but only if we support them. Support means funding. Support means patience. Support means resisting distractions from fake tech noise. Let's return briefly to the core idea, the dream of free energy. It's not wrong to dream. It's human to imagine better worlds. But our dreams must be disciplined, because energy is too important. It powers hospitals, homes, farms, factories. It fuels transportation, communication, education. Getting energy wrong causes real harm. So we must demand rigor and reward integrity. We must celebrate real inventors, the ones who share their data, who invite scrutiny, who improve based on evidence, not the ones who hide behind conspiracy and spectacle. There's enough magic in science, we don't need to invent more. And there's enough real innovation to get excited about. We don't need fantasies to feel hopeful. Hope can live in progress, in solar panels lighting up rural Africa, in wind farms powering cities, in engineers solving battery degradation, in startups turning trash into fuel, in young people learning coding and physics instead of chasing pseudoscience, in nations committing to a green future. Let's make energy a global mission, not a mystery. Let's fund real research. Let's fix the grid. Let's build better batteries. Let's educate every child in energy basics. Let's empower communities to generate their own power. Let's remove barriers to entry. Let's demand open source prototypes. Let's create hackathons for energy innovation. Let's reward verifiable impact over viral hype. Let's celebrate engineers, not influencers. Let's make energy honest. That's how we move forward. And moving forward matters. Because climate change is real. Because fossil fuels are finite. Because billions still lack reliable electricity. Because our world is interconnected. Because the future demands better from us. So next time you hear free energy is here, ask for evidence. Ask for transparency. Ask for third-party tests. Ask for consistency over time. Ask if it's scalable, not just sensational. Ask if it obeys laws of physics, because truth can handle questions. Lies cannot. We owe it to ourselves to ask hard questions, and we owe it to the planet to follow real answers. This isn't a rejection of hope. It's a defense of reality, and reality is where real change happens. Let's build that change together. Let's power the future with science, not stories. With knowledge, not noise. With data, not drama. With systems that work, not illusions that sell. This is the real revolution. A world powered by clean, affordable, proven energy. Built step by step, backed by science, driven by collaboration, fueled by integrity, and lit by the kind of hope that stands the test of truth.